Hello everyone, welcome to Integrated Revenue and Retention Podcast, a platform where we leverage personal story and integration strategy to maximize revenue, retention, returns on investment with competitive advantage for business owners, service professionals, entrepreneurs, and prospective startups. In today's episode, I will be speaking on total alignment of business requirements with set goals. This topic is so interesting and key that at the end of the episode, you will be able to know how to align your inner transformation with your outer transformation. You will be able to know how to select business requirements that suits your business outcomes. If you have not received your transformational benefit and you have not received your story formula and the bonuses, avail yourself. And again, I will implore you to stay tuned to the end so that you can receive yours today. I always encourage everyone to move with an advantage. There is an advantage that is inside of you. There is a value that is inside of you that you must not discount. In today's objectives, we shall be looking at 1. Story and integration strategy. 2. How to integrate story into your business. 3. We'll be looking at the business requirements with the help of your story. 4. Alignment of these requirements that suit your set goals. And lastly, we look at the tools that we use, the digital tools for selecting the best. Your number one goal, your number one requirement, your target audience, and your benefits. At this point, it is true that there are myriads of requirements. There are myriads of software for selecting these requirements and business outcome. There are myriads of needs and customer expectation. The one thing is key. That the present customer, the digital customer, is demanding value for his or her time, and also demanding that every dollar spent is well used, and of course to the benefits that inspires him or her to get to the best and apex version of his or her life. The painful thing is, it's very difficult to be able to select the exact requirements and outcomes that really suit you and your business. It's difficult to have a tool that can really highlight and bring you to the apex and best version of your life, so that you will be able to attain your personal, physical, and professional values of your life and business. So today we are going to be looking at how this is actually done. You need to align your inner transformation to equate with your outer transformation. But before that is done, you also need to understand that the existing researchers are bent on using, one, scientific means. Some use questionnaires to be able to select and determine these requirements and outcomes. Some use interviews. So they need to interview their test subjects. They need to interview people in an attempt to be able to determine their business requirements and outcomes. With all this being done today, yet there's still the question of, why is it that my business is not growing? I do not have consistent flow of cash, of income. And more importantly, my customers are not being retained. This question continues to persist. Hence, the need today to come out with this topic: total alignment of your business requirement with your set goals. You need to know the strategy to use. You need to know the right tools to use in selecting. This is, again, your responsibility, and it is not far-fetched from you. If you cannot use the scientific method, then the other option that is left to you is the subjective method, where you are moved by emotions or feelings or by other people. Let me do what the culture is doing. Let me do what the tradition is saying. Let me do what people are compelling me to do. Again, you must not discount your values. You must not discount your strategy that is inside of you. There is an inner transformation going on inside of you. And then the third method I will ask you to use, if you don't know how to use, if you know that the scientific method is not working as supposed to, or the subjective method is just not working for you, then you can use your story. Your story is a strategy that spreads round the whole journey of your life. It's like a thread that started right from when you were born, seeking to express himself or herself. And it has the propensity to grow. But you must be able to know how to align your inner transformation with your outer transformation so that you can be transformed. With it, you can be able to transfer the inner values, and you can also be able to use your story to inspire others. For there are many that are depending on you. Also, to be able to reach the apex and highest value of their life and their businesses. So you must, on daily basis, apply this story. It contains the message, the know-how on how to use, how to convert your values into real-time wealth, into lifetime value propositions, into results on daily basis, into transformational benefits, and more importantly, into how to totally align business requirements to suit your set goals. At this point, too, you must know how to use this tool to select your customer needs, your customer expectations. How is this done? So there is a point and a level where this can be maximized, where your value can be maximized and your experience can be maximized. Your inner value and your outer value, that is the way your customers perceive you, is very key. If you are perceived wrongly, it's going to affect you and affect your business, affect your sales. But if you are perceived rightly, it will also progressively increase your value and your outputs. So there must be a way of managing these transformational values. There must be a way of converting your inner values into digital forms, without emotions, without feelings. And there is also a way of integrating these requirements into your business. So this is where we are going today. Again, I cannot overemphasize this. Your story is key. Your story is a journey that started right from the day you were born. And it will continue till the day you give up. You must also know how to determine this journey, the length, the path of this journey. Some paths may look smooth, but some paths also look rough. There is a way to structure it in such a way that if it is curved, then you can be able to know the structure and then the pattern through which the journey is moved. So there is a tool that will help us select the structure. There is a tool that will help us select and determine your story formula. We have looked at how this story formula is done, and I have informed you that you can get it free from my website. So if you have been following, you should have downloaded it. And if you have any question on how to implement this story formula and this integration strategy, let me know. If you cannot measure the distance of your journey, if you cannot measure the touch points and then the pain points of your customer journey, it's going to be very difficult to interact, to relate with one another. And of course, you need an exceptional experience to be able to retain your customer in such a way that your customer becomes your advocate. You must relate happily with your customer and relate happily with your team, with your stakeholders, and with your employees. At this juncture, it is true that there is a possibility, there is a tool that helps us scientifically and also embraces subjective methods as well as integrate our values together into a single piece, into a single metric. And this single metric is what we use to measure and be able to determine the maximum value, the average value, and then the minimum value. But the key issue here in business is that we are more interested in total alignment that is measured at the maximum value, the maximum level. And once you know the maximum level and the minimum level, then you can determine the control limits. And you will work within these control limits in your implementation plan. So your implementation plan must also be successful when you know the maximum value, the minimum value, and then you are able to set your goals and select your number one goal. This, at the beginning, your number one goal at this maximum level becomes a rock that needs to be cracked and broken down into pieces until you get the unit that is appropriate on daily basis and on weekly basis. As the thread continues, so also your journey continues. It should not be disjointed. The problem is when a system is disjointed, it causes confusion. It causes low growth in business, as well as low business output. It disrupts your cash flow as well as your sales flow. This, at this point, is the essence of understanding your business process and how it can flow from one process to the other. In every business, we look at the marketing process. We look at the sales. And we also look at the customer service. All these departments must be harmonized so that the information, the transformational benefits that flows will also be harmonized. You are a businessman. You must be able to own your business and not allow the system to hold you captive. The business owner must understand how to operate with a competitive advantage using a specific marketing strategy. A marketing strategy that is able to flow into a sales, to the sales department with a level of operation that equates with the experience and values. This is key, and this is the essence of this episode, where the sales department is able to clearly and transparently communicate effectively the aim, be able to implement the aim within a specific time limit. This is key. What about if it happens you are not able to determine the value, the maximum value, and the minimum value? At this point, I would like to introduce you to an integrator, a digital integrator. Because one of the problems that we have today is because some of these values are intangible. And because of that, there are no tools to really measure these intangible attributes. But with this digital integrator, you will be able to convert the intangible value into a digital value. And this data is acquired, generated, and can be controlled. Because when it becomes measurable, you can effectively also manage it. So, it is key at this point for us to understand that the customer journey starts from somewhere. In online marketing, it is agreed upon that the customer starts from your website, meaning that your website must be structured in such a way that it is transparent and they are able to perceive it, that the website has the substance, the value, the offer, the assets that they need, that will take them from one level upward in value, in substance, and of course, in wealth. But some believe that there is an end-to-end customer journey, and therefore determine the initial phase of their journey, not even from the website. Some believe that it starts before that. And that is where we come in. Yes. It starts with their story. There is a way their own story matches with your story. This is how to equate the owner's experience with employee experience and also with customer experience. Very, very interesting. But it is key and it is very important. If you need consistent sales and you need to implement your business plan cost effectively and efficiently, frictionlessly, you need to capture all the requirements, all the churns, all the pain points throughout the end-to-end journey of a customer. When you are able to do this using a digital transformation integrator, then you will move confidently with assurance that your requirements, your business requirements, aligns totally with your set goals. At this point, I want you to go home with a clear understanding that one, in today's episode, you have been able and you can determine your story, you can determine your message, and how to effectively communicate it with your customers and stakeholders. 3, how to determine your business requirements and your business outcomes with effective results. And 4, how to determine customer journey, the pathway that equate with the shortest distance selected with the help of an integrator. So in today's episode, I'm happy to say that if you work on this implementation plan of total alignment of business requirements with your set goals, surely the system will work for you. At this point, I encourage you to go to my website, www.integration2business.com. Website email is support@integration2business.com. You can also contact me through www.calendly.com/info5integrated. Again, I emphasize and employ you to download the free revenue benefits and gifts and avail yourself of all the essential bonuses. If you work the system surely will work for you. Follow us Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Again, I'm happy to say, receive your transformational benefit. And I look forward to seeing you again this time next week. Thank you.